This is Eric Rutan of Cannibal Corpse. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast with Andrew McKay Smith.
G'day everybody, thanks so much for joining me. It's a privilege to bring you a conversation with the Queen herself, Doro. Now, the catalyst for our introduction is due to the launch of a new album. This one is called Conqueress, Forever Strong and Proud, and it continues the sterling run of form from her Nuclear Blast releases. Throughout this conversation, we talk about the new album, of course we do, but those of you who know the show, who know me, know I dive much deeper. You'll hear her thoughts on Bill Hudson, one of my favourite guitarists around today. He's in Doro's band and recorded on the album. How does she stay motivated, inspired? What are other creative outlets and hobbies? She's very authentic and she's very fearless, but has there ever been a moment that she's faced controversy or criticism, even censorship? It's all a part of this conversation here. And we finish on a great note where she talks about her relationship, when I mean relationship, her friendship with Lemmy. Now, the audio quality from Doro's side isn't so great. Do persevere, because whilst the audio quality might not be tip-top, the quality of the conversation is. So before we get to the chat, I have a tune to share with you. Living After Midnight from the new album, Conqueress, Forever Strong and Proud. Of course, it features a cameo from the bloke who certainly wrote the lyrics, if not part of the music, Rob Halford, the metal god. So we've got the metal god and the queen of metal on a Judas Priest track before we dive into the chat, but only if you're listening via Rumble and the podcast apps. You good people on YouTube, you know the drill. You'll hear the conversation right about now. So either way, let's go.
Rocking to the dawn, loving till the morning. Hi.
Good morning from
Hello.
me, but good evening to you. How are you, Doro? It's lovely to see you again.
Yes. Oh, good to see you. Great to talk to you. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing all kinds of promo for the new album, so you can imagine. I doing day and night. So yeah, but it's great. It's great to talk about music and metal and the new album. And yeah, I'm doing really good. I just came back from Atlanta. We did the great Prog Power Festival last week, and I'm in Germany now. And
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
doing some festivals and gigs and yeah and videos. We just filmed the Children of the Dawn song, the video. We did it 2 days ago. And did you see the Time for Justice video? Did you see that video?
I have, yeah. You've done such a great job with those, especially lately. These nuclear blast things that you're doing lately are looking so great.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we did the same video director and the same. They call Wasteland Warriors. That these people with the crazy outfits. We did, yeah, Children of the Dawn as well. So it's kind of a follow up of Time for Justice and stuff. And we just filmed it. Yeah, actually, yesterday. No, yeah. It was, let's say, yesterday night. So.
Look, it hints at something though. You're so devoted to metal, and in particular, you're so devoted to your fans. I think you are the most devoted artist out there to your fans. So, does it leave much time for you though, and for anything else that you'd like to pursue?
Oh, actually, can you hear me? I put it on a thing, and I don't have to hold it. Yeah, okay. Tell me if you can. Yeah, actually, there's not much time to do anything else. It's like. It's a 24-hour job, and I don't have a family. That's the reason why I made up my mind when I was 24 years old. One day I woke up. I was living for many years in Manhattan, and then I woke up and I thought, okay, today I choose my priorities in life because I wanted to do so much. Have this and kids, have dogs and horses. Oh, okay, it's my priority. It's the music. But since I made that decision, I'm really happy, and it's all good. It's all good. I don't miss anything. I miss having animals in my life. That's a little bit.
Yeah.
But was in contact with people who save animals and who rescue animals. So and on the new album, there's one song that's actually written for the animals. That's Heavenly Creatures. So I want to do some. So far, only like you and the journalists have heard the album. The fans don't know the album yet. So when it's out, then I want the song. So
no, fair enough. Yeah, I have listened to the album, and look, what I can say about it is that it just continues the quality of music that you are well known for, and you are so prolific at this point. Now, I've listened to it a couple of times, and the question that I came away with. Was there anything unusual or different that you tried on this album? Was there anything brand new to the Doro universe of music?
Actually, I always do what I feel, and there's never like, I don't plan things out. I just start, and then it took about 3 years to do this album. And, usually I like when I have an idea for the chorus and the melody. And usually I get ideas actually in my sleep. Before I wake up or when I fall asleep at night, then I get sometimes really good ideas. And when I feel there's a special idea, then I can't sleep anymore. My heart is pumping. I'm all getting excited. And then I into the studio or put it at least on my cell phone and sing it. And then I send it usually to my long time working partner. It's Andreas Brun. He's in Hamburg. He's the ex-guitar player of Sisters of Mercy. And then I send it to him. I have this idea. I think it's pretty cool. Check it out. And when he says, "Oh yeah, I love it," then we work on it. And usually he digs the same idea. Passionate about something, then he thinks, "Oh man, yeah, that's cool." So we just start, and every song coming out in a different way. Usually I love when I have the melody and the lyric idea first, but it can be that somebody has a riff. For example, on this album, our guitar player, Bill Hudson, he had this idea for Fire in the Sky. He put a demo together with guitars and drums, and I listened to it first time, and I immediately had the idea to the chorus and Fire in the Sky. And so every song came out in a different way, but I didn't push for anything different or new. Certain things they just developed. For example, the song which is a little bit different, I would say, is the duet with Sammy Amara of the band Broilers. It's a big band in Germany. They fill stadiums and it's unbelievable. And they invited me to be a guest on their 2 concerts last December. It was like 2 Christmas shows, and they are from the same hometown, like I'm Düsseldorf, Germany. And I said, yeah, let's do it. So I was a guest on their 2 shows, and it was so cool. The people loved it. I loved the band. And then we said, hey, let's do one song for this album. And actually, that was the last song we have written for this album. That's Bond Unending, just came out a couple of days ago. And that's a little bit different. But that is because he has a different background. He's not so much metal. He's more like, he came from the punk era, more punk, rock, and I'm more for the metal era. And then we met, and I always feel like my theme for life is like deep friendship or fight the good fight. So we wrote a song about bond unending, deep friendship, and that was a little bit different. And that was because he had a different background. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And but every song comes out of the heart, gut, soul. There's not a plan before. And actually, when you sit down, you say, oh, we want to write a song or with the band. That never happens. That never works out well. It's like, it could be a song, but I don't know. Sometimes it's maybe not so meaningful. So I rather have like a great idea first, and then. But every song is different. Every song is different. Like I told you with Fire in the Sky with Bill, or guitar. Couple of years. So there was somebody new in the band, and Children of the Dawn. We just did this video the other day, and I Will Prevail. I wrote with Stefan Hertenkopf, our new bass player. So, and he's an engineer. We worked in his studio, and it was actually pretty nice. And I loved it so much. That's the reason why I put it first song on this album, Children of the Dawn. So it developed naturally, and then I had about 40 songs in the end. And then it was like hard to pick which songs would make the album, because sometimes you have maybe 5 anthems or 5 ballads, and then you have to pick your favorites or certain things that fit better this time on the record. But and there's some other songs which are great, but there was another German song. I thought, cool German songs, that's too much. So there's always a reason why some songs don't make the album, even though they have a good quality. But maybe on another
one, save them, Hey, I'm really glad you brought up Bill Hudson too. I've spoken to him a bunch of times, and tremendous fella, outstanding guitarist, and I often find that kindred spirits. You guys find each other. So, how were you introduced to Bill?
Actually, we played. When I just told you I came back from the Prog Power Festival in Atlanta last week, we did the first time Prog Power in 2018, and in Atlanta, and actually I was. We were talking. Chris Caffrey was supposed to be on the show, and I did many, gigs, and we toured together. And Chris is a great guitar player, and he played in the Trans-Siberian Orchestra as well, or he plays. And Chris had an accident, I think, with his bike, and he had a really bad accident. And then I said, "Man, Chris, you got to do the gig with us." And he said, "Yes, I will." And then his manager called up, and they said, "Hey, it's too dangerous because Chris got really hurt, and we don't know what's going on, and can't make the Prog Power." He said, "But we have somebody, he's really good too, and he plays in Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and his name is Bill Hudson." And I don't know, Chris, he knows our songs, and the manager said, "Hey, check him out. He's he's a good guy." So in 2, Bill came, and he was killing it, and we rehearsed one night, And then we did a show, and then ever since Bill is in the band, and we did many tours together. And sometimes when he plays with I'm Morbid, then we have our old guitar player. He's the Italian guy, Luca Pocciotta. He always, plays the festivals when Bill is not with us, which that's sometimes difficult with like more people. But I thought nobody's out of the band. We just add on to the family. Expanded. And Luca, he was with us for so many years, but now he has a boy. He started a family. He got married, and like support his family. And he built a studio, so he has a studio now, and he's doing lots of production work. And so we are a bigger family. And in this day and age, it's not anymore like in the 80s and 90s that you have just one band. I totally, support when the guys want to, play, other gigs or other bands. Just you have to do whatever it takes to survive, So I'm all for it.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's talking about touring and the like. Well, you finally I know you've played in Australia before, but do you think you'll tour Australia on this album?
Yes. I want to so bad, and actually, the booker is already checking it out.
Hey, just a quick note. It's at this point that the audio became very choppy. It eventually resolved. And when it resolved, it became clear, as you'll soon hear, that Doro is talking about touring plans being affected because of an illness that's affecting her mother. So here she is.
That's a little tricky. That's to be honest about that. That's like, that totally sucks. It totally sucks. But mom is so sweet. She's very supportive. She used to do the fan club, and she was always there for me. So now, honestly, it's my turn to to be there for her. So touring at the moment pretty difficult, and going away for a long time. That's critical in the moment. Her health isn't so well. So
it's not great. Yeah.
It's that. Yeah, we are at that age now. And before, she was always like, she was actually always my rock, like my Fels in der Brandung. That means like, you're my rock. And but now I really have to, take care of her. And,
and sometimes things improve. Yeah.
I go into the studio at night, and then, in the day I took care of mom, and then going back to the studio or going on tour and then driving back at night, or or going by train. It's like it's an adventure.
It's a balance. Yeah, I get it. I understand what you're saying. You're a devoted daughter. Yeah, you're a very devoted person, Doro. You know that.
Yes, man. Yeah, that's the reason why I couldn't have any kids. I think I couldn't go on tour a year like full, and then leave the kids or leave the kid at home with work. So I'm, I made up my mind we're not kids in this lifetime, but it's possible. Johnny D, our drummer, he has a little boy now. Yeah, and Luca Potter, he has a boy. So I'm a good aunt, I hope I don't. But they always come on, and they get inspired. And probably Johnny's boy, I guarantee you, he will be a great drummer one of these days. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah. We talked about your devotion, but too, the other thing is that I think your fans are very devoted too. You see your T-shirts everywhere when they're scanning across those festival wide pan images. So what's the most memorable encounter or interaction that you've had with a fan?
Yeah, actually, that is something, that's an intense story. One time I got a phone call from a husband, and he said, well, Doro, I don't know about your music and stuff, but my wife, she's the biggest fan. And I know her. And he said, she's in a coma. She fell into a coma because, I don't know if she had a tumor in her head. There was something really, really severe. And he was like on the phone. He was very, very, like sad and upset. And he said, "Man, I don't know if he will survive and stuff. I don't know what to do." So we talked for a long time. That he's such a big fan. Do something for her. And I said I would do anything, whatever it takes, to make her survive and to make her wake up again. Then we talked about, and he said her favorite song is For Immer of the Triumph and Agony album. You know the song For Immer, right?
Big one, yeah.
He said, "Can you say something on the answering machine and can you sing For Immer? And I will play to her every day." And that's what we did. So I said something really nice on the answering machine and I sang For Immer, and he played it to his wife every day. What she woke up and she's now not all, she's almost back to normal. It takes a little bit more time, but she woke up and it helped her so much. And so I think, music can really heal. And what the fans do for me, I go out of my way to do something good for the fans. And there was just one story which totally was like, wow. It was for months and months. There was severe. It was really touch and go. And and she made it, so because of the power of music and the husband is now, the happiest, luckiest guy, And he said, and now I want to go and see you in concert. And I said, that's good, because he was like, stuff, and he said he's not, he doesn't know much about metal. That doesn't matter. Just, I'm sure you will love it. And but when your wife loves it, then
yeah. Look, something else. Look, throughout your career, look, you have been known for both your authenticity and your fearlessness in terms of sticking to your guns and just being you, and your fans love you for it. But has there ever been a moment where you've faced controversy or criticism, and can you tell me how you handled it?
Well, all the time, not everybody loves you, not everybody loves your music. It's always like, especially now, in the 80s, 90s, there was no internet, but now, when we are always doing Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok, and, and there, like so many great comments, but there's always one person who has something really nasty to say, and so terrible, because that one comment really sticks with you, and, and 99 people say the most loving stuff, and they say, "Man, you mean the world to me, and I love you, I love you, I love your songs." And then one person rips you apart, and it's like, oh, man. Sometimes it really hurt, and then I sleep so good at night, or I even get a nightmare about it, So you just have to deal with it, and that's the nature of the beast. And I know that, everybody who likes the music or everybody who loves, our concerts, I do it for the people who love it. People who don't like it, it's to other stuff. Cool, it's okay. Don't feel that everybody has to love exactly the same stuff, freedom of speech, but when it gets really nasty, that's a little, that's cool. But try to concentrate on the positive stuff. When people say something nice, then I'm so happy. And when people say, "Yeah, you inspired me," or "You lift me up," or "You empower me," then that gives me motivation to go on for the next 40 years. And that's cool. But the criticism, it hurts. Yeah. I can't say I don't care. I would love to say I don't fucking care, but sometimes it,
and there's always trolls and idiots out there, isn't there?
That's unavoidable. Everybody has a different taste. That's okay. But then I think, well, why do they even go to our page? Why they even listen or listen to the music? But everybody has their own mind, and that's cool. It's cool. But I concentrate on positive stuff. I try. I make myself concentrate on positive stuff, and then, but it's you know how it is with the internet. sometimes scary. It is, but so far it's okay. And it's definitely only person, And
it's rare. But what about? Have you ever faced any? I haven't seen it, by the way, but I haven't done a lot of deep googling or those stupid Reddit forums or what have you, and searched. But have you ever faced a lot of controversy or censorship or restrictions with your music? In other words, have you ever had to deal with those sorts of issues? Has someone taken exception to something? We're living in an age of cancel culture and censorship these days.
No, not yet. Not yet. The only thing was when we toured in China. Then actually we had to send them the lyrics, and then I said, well, you can say this, you can sing this song. But then when we played live, I played everything I want, and I thought, and that was actually scary because we played. The mayor he came me on stage. The concert was over, but the fans were so excited, and the security, the police, everybody was really excited. And then the mayor came up. Okay, play 2 more songs. Really, yes, I would love to. And then I played my favorite priest song. Or actually, you know that we did a duet on Living After Midnight.
Yeah.
But the Dirk Schneider on a priest song was Breaking the Law. And we were out of our set list and we weren't rehearsed. So, the whole other songs. And I thought, two more songs. And then I did Breaking the Law. And then I saw the promoter and the mayor, the police came and they took him off the stage. And I thought, oh my God, it's my fault. They go to jail because I'm singing Breaking the Law. And it's probably totally forbidden. And we finished the show, and I was all like, totally worried that. And then, thank God, the mayor, the promoter, they came back and I said, yes, there was a problem. We had to go to the police department because somebody said it's too loud. There was somebody living there, and it was too loud. And I thought, thank God. So, and open air. So it was open air. And there was, people thought it was too loud, but it was not breaking the law. The problem was, the volume. And I thought, thank God. So that was the only time where we, thought, we would not play every song, like didn't play Type of Evil or Hellbound. I thought, maybe, but in the end, we did play certain songs and nobody cared. It was cool. But before we went to try to give them all the lyrics and all the songs, and but I thought I have so many songs. I don't need to play exactly the songs which will be a problem, because I was so happy to play there, and for the fans, they loved it. And I thought, to make the fans happy, that's more important to me than feeling, one song censored or
Have you ever played in any of the Arab states like Dubai?
No, not yet. No.
That's interesting. There are a lot of fans in that part of the world. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you see the messages and the emails and the like. So as a promoter, have you guys looked into playing there, or has a promoter reached out to you from there and it just hasn't quite worked out, or something else?
Always been close that we would go there, and then last minute it got cancelled, and then I thought, shit. But there was some festivals going on, and but then something happened and it got cancelled actually last minute. So I had played there, and I would love to, and
Yeah. What about? Okay, so we talk about your dedication and your devotion and inspiration, though. That's something else, because we all go through the doldrums where we don't feel too inspired, even with me with the podcast or work or what have you. But how do you keep yourself motivated?
That's easy. That's the fans. I love people. I love making people happy, or make people, feel something or give out good energy, give them power. Yeah, be uplifting to people. And when I feel, somebody feels it's, they love in what I do, or maybe a song, or it helps them to overcome like a difficult time, then I'm so happy, and that gives me inspiration for life. And I was so blessed. I could tour with so many great bands, all my heroes, all my favorite bands I could work with. Like, I was a big Kiss fan growing up, and I could work with Gene Simmons in 89, 90. He was such a great producer. He was so kind, he's so caring. I could tour with Ronnie James Dio. He was my favorite singer. And I could tour with Judas Priest. That was my first tour in 86. I was a big Priest fan. Now, having 2 duets with Rob Halford on this new album, Living After Midnight, that was my choice. Rob's choice was totally of the heart. And we're in the middle of doing a video for that song. The video and the single is coming out the day the record will come out, 7th of October. And I'm so grateful. It's so awesome. I was a big Rob Halford fan. That was one of my biggest inspirations. Rob, Lemmy, Dio, David Coverdale, and I could, work with everybody. Actually, with David Coverdale, we haven't done anything yet. That would be great. But with everybody, So I made it because I've seen, all these great. I could learn from the best. That was always like, wow, that's very inspiring. And the fact, like, their life story, worldwide. That's always wow. And when I hop on stage, when the fans are digging it, that's so cool. Every city, every venue is different. Every country is different. And for example, in Australia, we had these cool people. I met them in Wacken. You know Wacken, the festival in Germany. And we were doing an autograph session many years ago. And then I met these great people from Australia. They call them Metal Warriors of Australia. And, we were talking. Man, it was great here, great show in Wacken and stuff. And they said, can you put on a great show in Australia? We are from Australia. We don't have any connections. We don't know any promoter there. When we do it, we will do it. But really, are you kidding? No, we will do it. Steve, the main guy, said, we will do it. And so we flew to Australia. We lived in Steve's house. I think, it was the house of his parents. I don't know where they were, maybe in a hotel, or they were sleeping over by the whole band had the whole big house. And then we did a nice Australia tour, and Steve was so nice. And all the people who worked on that tour, some people, I think they even quit their jobs to do promotion and to work for our gigs. And it was great. So I met the best people in the world, and metalheads, they are my favorite people anyhow. So and when their way to do something, that's like the mentality of the metalheads. I like that.
Yeah.
And I'm to do something great. And that was the first time that we could tour in Australia, and he did a nice video and stuff, so we could do a whole video stuff on our DVD. That was actually my first DVD. It was called For Immer. There's an Australia special on, and that was so.
Hey, you mentioned a lot of those people that we as fans we look up to, like Lemmy and David Coverdale and Gene Simmons. Now, that's the point. We're fans, but they're your friends. And I remember you were devastated when Lemmy passed away, because we had a conversation just afterwards, and you wrote a song for him on an aeroplane. But from your perspective, and we as fans understand why he's special, but for you as a friend, why was Lemmy special?
Oh, yeah. Even in the early 80s, when I met him, he was somebody. He was so special. He was so unique. He was so one of a kind. And, you could tell he's he's very wise. He like, you know, he had this, he was very deep, he was very spiritual, and of course he was like, you know, really happy, and this persona, everybody knows him as like, you know, Lemmy and drinking and smoking and, you know, like, but he was super, super, super sensitive, sweet. Yeah, I met him in the 80s. I walked to the Monsters of Rock Festival, to the stage in England, Donington. On my way there, oh, Lemmy, hey, Doro, you know, I have a great show. And he said, you nervous? And I said, I'm so fucking nervous. I had so much stage fright. Then he put his arm around me and gave me a kiss on my, and I tell you, that, you know, he was more than, you know, a normal musician. He walked on stage and he said something nice, like, you know, kill him or knock him dead, something like this. And it's so good, so empowered. We did a good show. Then people said, okay, let's give this little band a chance. And I could hop on tour with Judas Priest in 1986 in Europe. My first tour in England, we did one, and we did so much. And then a couple of years later, I was going through my record collection and saw the Motorhead record, No Sleep at All. You know, I picked up the record, and there was this photo where Lemmy gave me a kiss on my forehead, and I thought, wow, that's so cool. So I cut it out and I wrote him a letter and I said, hey, Lemmy, it's Doro from Warlock. Hope you remember me. And I put the photo in. And, yeah, you know, we are now the same record. It was back in the day. We were both the same label. It was E. And I said, well, we are label mates and I'm doing a new album. Would it be possible to do something together? You know? I said, well, give me a call or let me know. I sent the letter to his management, and I never expected to hear back from the management because I know how it is to get so many letters. And, you know, you just have other stuff to do than, you know, than reading fan mail. So my dad was very sick. He was my best friend. I loved him so much. Yeah, I was totally devastated. And I thought, man, that's, I was really, really on. One day later, I went with my mom to buy her some black clothes for the funeral. I always wear black, but like, so we had to buy black clothes. I go, oh, and the phone rang, and loud. It was like in the shopping center, whatever, in the shop. And my mom, hey, pick the phone because people are getting already annoyed. You know, the phone is loud. You know, and I said, no, Mom, I don't want to talk about it. Please pick the phone. And then I looked at the phone, it was an LA number. I thought, wow, that's odd. You know, I wouldn't know who would call me from LA. So I picked up the phone and it was there. Hey, all right, your letter, that's awesome. Let's do something. And I said, Debbie, I'm so sad. My dad was my best friend. He said, oh, I hear that in your voice. I said, Debbie, I don't even know if I want to do anything anymore. I'm really, really so sad. He said, Dorian, you hop on the plane, we do something. Actually, a couple of weeks later, at first I said, no, I don't want to do it. And he said, please do it. Do it for me. Okay. So I bought a plane ticket. I went to LA and we did these 2 songs in the studio. Love Me Forever, the Motorhead Alone Again. That was a song I did on his acoustic guitar. He wrote the song on his acoustic. So heartfelt, so, man, full of loneliness. I couldn't believe it. I thought, man, yeah. And, but he was definitely a loner. So we did these 2 songs for weeks. And then we, after the studio set late at night, never wanted to go home. We always said, oh, just drive. And then we were talking, listening to music, singing. And then we went back into the studio, and for 2 weeks, it was no sleep at all. Maybe here and there, a little cat nap. And I must say, Lemmy was an angel to me. He was so sensitive, and he had just the right words. He breathed new life into me, and I thought, okay, it's worth living. Yeah, living more doing what I love to do. And he definitely, he was an angel to me in that, darkest hour. So that's the reason why those awesome guy. And he was definitely very, very good. That's, on that side, I had to see that he was super cool, intelligent, very wise, very, very sensitive, soulful. Yeah.
Great, yeah. What a lovely story. And look, I better leave it there because I know you've got another one in a few minutes' time. But what a lovely conversation with you, Doro. Thanks so much for giving me so much context on things and for that lovely tale at the end there. And congratulations on not just the album, but just the person that you are. Because it is noted, and I think fans really care about you for that reason. And it's, life is long, life is hard, but when you've got somebody like you making the music you do and connecting the way it does with people, it means that, I'm not saying that it means that there's a God necessarily, but, it means that God's working through you. I think that's a really important point.
And then, that positive energy, that is and I think, especially in this day and age where the whole world is so chaotic and where, with all the stuff, what's going on. So I always felt on this album, I hard to make, live them extra special and, and work harder than before. And I always try to give my best, but this take it 10 notches up, to reach people and to give them some good.
Yeah, lovely. All right, well, hope to see you down here soon. Thanks so much for so much of your time. I really appreciate it. God bless and everything.
Thank you. God bless you too. Thank you for having me. And it was great talking to you again. And I hope I see you live and see you at the concert, see you in Australia or anywhere here on this planet. And you're a cool guy. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. All right. God bless again. Thanks very much. Talk to you again.
Oh.
Cheers. See ya. Well, there she is, ladies and gents, Doro. Thank you for bearing through the fairly average audio quality. But as I said in the introduction, it's a high-quality conversation. There's some information in there that I certainly wasn't aware of, and I think that would be true for everybody else as well, unless you're somebody who listens to and reads all of the Doro content that's out there. Okay, if you like that one, go across to scarsandguitars.com because plenty more conversations await. And if you like listening, I know you like reading because you're an intelligent audience. For starters, you listen to Doro and you're listening to me. There you go. Click the link in the banner on the website and you'll be taken to a marketplace of your choice where you can download a sample of my book, Scars and Guitars, Conversations from the World of Heavy Metal and Beyond. It's volume 1. I'm working on volume 2. I don't know when it'll see light of day, but sometime. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. There's some more information to share with you about the book, but before we get to that, I'll bid you a fond farewell. My name's Andrew Mackay-Smith, and I'm the host of the Scars and Guitars podcast. Until next time, it's a goodbye for now.
This is Eric Rattan of Cannibal Corpse. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast with Andrew Mackay-Smith.
I've been the host of the Scars and Guitars podcast since 2017. The first musician I interviewed for the show was David Vincent from Morbid Angel, and things have just snowballed from there. In all, I've posted almost 650 podcast episodes featuring conversations with many of the leading lights of rock, heavy metal, and beyond. It just got to a point where I thought, I need to write a book about all this, so that's exactly what I did. In Scars and Guitars Volume 1, you'll read a heap of deep reveals and commentary, such as Des Fafara talking about Coal Chamber and why the band will never return.
If you're a band just starting out, you need to hear me. Do not start a band with partners. Ever.
Yeah, wise words there. Sage advice, mate, for anybody.
Don't ever, because I can't go do Coal Chamber right now unless I get others involved.
Phil Anselmo talks about the episode in his career which gives him the greatest sense of accomplishment.
I think the staying power of the fans and the staying power of the songs, whether it's Pantera, Down, or Superjoint, the fans remember the songs.
Alex Skolnick from Testament confirms that, yes, playing the guitar in Ozzy's band is anything but an ordinary gig. Will Silent Oz from Dimmu Borgir write a book? Pa from Sabaton gives advice to people who want to start a band.
Look at the team around you. Look at the bandmates. If the guys want to be on the stage, then it's all cool. If the guys want to be backstage, then it's not going to be cool.
Current and former members of Cradle of Filth discuss the band's seminal 90s material. Read about the reaction to George Lynch and Mark from Suicide Silence's comments when they throw shade at then President Donald Trump.
We have this idiotic monster, this egotistical, self-aggrandizing, complete piece of shit in there. I just can't understand how we've gotten to this place.
And yeah, we kicked a hornet's nest with Sepultura. Percussive overlord Gene Hoglan talks about recording with Chuck Schuldiner.
Chuck was always, he was very open-minded, and he was into having his musicians that were playing with him just reach out for the best stuff that they had.
Phil Campbell from Motorhead discusses what it takes to get sober. John Five answers his critics who dismiss his tenure with Marilyn Manson.
My name is John Five, and Manson gave me that name, and I had some of the best years of my life in that band and learned a lot. And
we get the lowdown on Treyarch Zagtoth from those who would know, including his mother. All across Scars and Guitars Volume 1, there are moments of tension, relief, tragedy, exhilaration, and throughout it all, you'll obtain insight that I believe no one else has managed to obtain from many of your favourite artists. So treat yourself. Scars and Guitars Volume 1 is currently available as an ebook with a print edition on the horizon. Follow the links attached and download a sample. I'm sure you'll be compelled to read the whole book.